If you've ever looked at your cat and thought, why would you do that? This video is for you. Like, why do they push things off tables and then look completely unbothered? You've probably assumed they just love watching the world burn, but that's not it at all. And why does your cat always beat you to the door before you even get your shoes off? Sure, you think you're their favorite person, but there's a deeper reason they do it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what these behaviors are really about. Now, let's start with why your cat acts like water is basically lava. Cats are desert animals at heart, and their ancestors lived in dry climates where water was rare. Because of that, their fur is not built to dry quickly, and getting soaked feels genuinely uncomfortable for them. Your cat also has a seriously strong sense of smell, and tap water carries chlorine and other chemicals that hit their nose hard. On top of that, cats are control freaks in the best way possible, and getting splashed takes away all of that control. They did not choose the water chose them, and they hate that. Your cat is not being dramatic. They're just wired to avoid something that genuinely feels awful to them. Then there is the legendary sleeping habit that honestly makes most cat owners jealous. Your cat is not lazy. They are biologically built to conserve energy between hunts. Cats are crepuscular, meaning they are most active at dawn and dusk, just like the prey they are wired to chase. A cat's hunting style requires short, explosive sprints, and that burns a lot of energy fast. So, sleeping up to 16 hours a day is not a personality flaw. It is a survival strategy baked into their DNA. Younger cats and kittens sleep even more because their bodies are still growing. Your cat is not being a couch potato. They are just waiting for the right moment to go absolutely feral. Another behavior that basically turns your cat into a different creature is their obsession with catnip. Catnip contains a compound called nepentolactone, and when your cat sniffs it, that compound binds to receptors in their nose and sends a signal straight to their brain. That signal triggers the part of the brain linked to happy and euphoric feelings, which is why your cat starts rolling around and acting unhinged. The whole reaction lasts about 10 minutes, and after that, your cat becomes immune to catnip for around 30 minutes. Interestingly, sensitivity to catnip is genetic, and about 30–50% of cats simply do not carry that gene. If your cat ignores it completely, they are not broken. They just missed out on that particular genetic lottery. Now, here's the one you have probably scratched your head at the most. Why does your cat knock your stuff off tables like they are getting paid to do it? A 2021 study published in Animal Cognition found that cats understand object permanence, meaning they know your stuff exists even when they are not looking at it, and they actively test objects to understand how they behave. Knocking things over is actually a form of predatory testing, the same way they would bat at a mouse to check if it is still alive. On top of that, they learn very quickly that knocking things over gets your attention almost every single time. So some cats do it simply because it works, and your reaction is the reward. You gasping or rushing over is basically your cat training you, not the other way around. Try staying calm and walking away, because giving zero reaction is honestly the only move that works. Another thing cats do that looks completely unhinged is the zoomies, and there is actually a real name for it. It is called FRAP, which stands for Frenetic Random Activity Period, and it is your cat releasing built-up energy all at once. Cats store energy during those long nap sessions, and when that energy hits a tipping point, their body needs to dump it fast. You will notice zoomies happen most often in the evening, which makes sense because that is when wild cats would naturally be on the hunt. Some cats also get zoomies right after using the litter box, and vets believe it triggers a nerve response that gives them a quick energy rush. 15 minutes of play before bed can actually reduce nighttime zoomies, so grab that toy and get to work. Now let's talk about something that surprises almost every cat owner: why your cat goes absolutely wild for butt pats. According to a 2020 study from the journal Animals, cats show higher positive responses to being touched near the base of the tail than almost any other area, due to a high concentration of nerve endings there. When you pat that spot, you are doing what a fellow cat would do during grooming, and your cat's brain registers that as bonding. That little kick or wiggle you see when you hit the right spot is an involuntary reflex, similar to how your leg kicks when a doctor taps your knee. Not every cat loves it, though, and if your cat flicks their tail or moves away, that is a clear signal to stop. Read their body language first, and you will figure out pretty fast whether your cat is a butt pat fan or not. Then there is the midnight concert nobody asked for. Why your cat meows like the world is ending at 3 a.m. Cats are naturally more active at dawn and dusk, so that late night energy is part of their biology. When your cat meows at night, they are usually looking for one of three things: food, attention, or a response from you. If you talk back or get up to check on them, you are teaching them that nighttime meowing gets results. Older cats sometimes meow at night because of cognitive changes that cause confusion or disorientation. A good play session before bed can burn off that energy and make nights quieter for both of you. Another big one people wonder about is why cats and dogs seem to have this natural beef with each other. It is not actually hate, it is a massive communication gap that neither side knows how to fix. A wagging tail in a dog means excitement, but in a cat, that same signal means irritation or overstimulation. Dogs also tend to make direct eye contact and rush into personal space, both of which are considered threatening in cat social rules. When cats grow up with dogs from a young age, they learn to read dog body language and the tension drops significantly. So it is not a rivalry, it is just two species accidentally being incredibly rude to each other without realizing it. Now, let's get into something that feels amazing for you but is also doing a lot of work for your cat. Purring. Your cat does not purr just because they are happy, even though that is the most common reason. Cats also purr when they are stressed or in pain, because purring is a self-soothing mechanism built into their nervous system. The frequency of a cat's purr sits between 25 and 150 hertz, and researchers found that sound frequencies in that range can promote bone density and tissue healing. So your cat might actually be healing themselves while sitting on your lap. When your cat purrs while you pet them, they are communicating that they feel safe with you, which is a bigger deal than it sounds coming from an animal that trusts almost nothing. And finally, here is the behavior the intro promised to explain: why your cat always beats you to the door. According to a 2019 study published in Current Biology, cats form secure attachments to their owners, similar to how human infants bond with caregivers. Meaning your cat genuinely tracks your presence and notices when you are gone. Your cat can also recognize the specific sound of your footsteps or your car long before you reach the door. Greeting you is not random. It is your cat performing a social ritual that says, "You are part of my group." In cat social groups, reuniting members greet each other by touching noses and rubbing, and running to the door is your cat's version of that. Some cats do it because your arrival means food or play, so there is a practical side to it as well. But for cats with strong attachments, it is a genuine expression of social bonding. So when your cat sprints to the door to meet you, that is not neediness. That is your cat telling you that coming home actually matters to them. You just leveled up as a cat owner by learning what is really going on in that little furry brain. But here's the twist. Some of the things you do every day out of love are actually stressing your cat out big time. So jump into our next video where we break down 10 everyday things that genuinely wound your cat's feelings. Trust us, at least one thing on that list is something you did this week,